is that I can go to Siberia, there'll be one little brick house in the middle of desert in Siberia, I want to buy it, I can't make a decision to buy it, the agent will say, my God, you better hurry because there's another offer coming in. Thing is, I don't care if another offer comes in and the house goes, I don't care, but I will not get manipulated by that. In this market, which is so quiet, in New Zealand and Australia, right, where I'm probably the only buyer out there, I'm going to take my time, but I know the seller's there going like this, going, how's he going to buy it? Is he not going to buy it? Is he going to buy it? Is he going to buy it? And the seller will simply become more negotiable the longer I'm in this transaction. Okay, so please do not be hassled by real estate agents trying to get you to speed up transactions. So let's have a little talk about this now. I go and see real estate agents. We did one yesterday. Let's talk about the script, what I'm going to say. First of all, I want to find out when I do these from the seller, from the agent, I'll find out, hey, I like that. If I could get to the price you need, if I'm dealing with agents, if I can get to the price you need, or where the seller would like me to be. So therefore, the seller is hearing, the agent's hearing what they want. Hey, I've got a retail buyer. Great. If I can get to the price you'd be, could I pay some now and some later? Or is there any reason why I couldn't split the checks in two? One check now and one check a little bit later. Here's what the agent will say. When is the next check going to come through? No. One step at a time. I only negotiate one point of a transaction. If I try to negotiate all the points of the transaction and the agent comes back and says the seller will not do the deal, I don't know which part of the transaction they did not like. You with me? If I say to them, why not? They'll go, they just didn't like it. So I will negotiate every point. So I'll say, I want to give them two checks, you know, one now and one a bit down the road. Well, how much is going to be in each check? Well, hang on, before we go there, could you just go and check with the seller to see if they're okay with two checks? Because otherwise we're wasting our time here, and I feel like, you know, hey, let's not waste each other's time. They've got to go back and get confirmation that the seller is okay with two checks. Now, I'll say, how much in each check? This much in this check, and this much in the second check. Well, when is the second check going to come in? Well, hang on. Let's just go and see if they're happy with that amount in the first check and the second check before we discuss when the next check's coming in. So I get that locked off. Can you see how I lock off every little component? Lock off every little component. And the agents get pissy. And I'm saying, well, I'm just a humble man. And I just want to go this little bit like this. And then they go, then the whole negotiation is not now about the price of the house. It is not about how much is in each check. It's when the second check arrives. You with me? Then they'll say, well, 3 years. Ooh, don't know how they're going to feel about that. Okay, 5 years. So, I say 3 years. You're going to pay interest? Well, let's not jump in too deep. Have we agreed on 3 years? But are you going to pay interest? Well, see if they can do 3 years. I've got to shut the door on that first. And they go back there. They can come back and do 3 years, but they're going to want a heck of a lot of interest. Okay, now, this whole deal is down to the interest rate, isn't it? Everything else has been agreed to. Put that in place, put that in place, put that in place, put that in place. And then they go, they're going to want 15% interest.